Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, intergalactic gentle beings of a rhythmic and percussive nature, pounders of the pound, skin on skin slappers of the hand, I have had, after much ado about nothing, finally, my delivery has come. Someday my skins will come. I have received a 17-pound, that's about 8 kilos for you European types and Canadians. Let's not forget our Canadian friends. They're very polite. We should be polite to them. Package from a place called Manito Percussions. Shout out to Ryan and the boys, especially Big S for putting up with me and not choking me during COVID. So I don't know how you would choke me, but psychically, something, I don't know. Not sending me a mail bomb with anthrax in it. You could do something, I don't know, I'm sure. But they're nice guys that put up with my bull S because I couldn't make up my mind on what I wanted, and because I'm autistic, and sometimes I cannot select one thing. When I go to restaurants, I can never pick off the menu. It's just a friggin' thing, okay? It's a thing autistic people do. Live with it. I don't care. Sue me. But eventually, I was able to narrow my choices. And what has happened, and then what happened is COVID. We lost supply chain and this and that and the other. So for so long now, months and months and months and months and months, I have had to deal with very, let's say, harsh responses from my congas. But hopefully now my long national nightmare is over, and all the way to Serbia has been sent my salvation. When I came to Serbia, my spouse and I were invited to play a relatively large festival here. And she was DJing, and I was percussing, if that's what I do. I don't know what I do. I just hit things. I do martial arts, and I do music, and I do percussion, and so I think I just like smacking things. It's just a thing I like to do. I'm fixated on the smacking. So, ladies, you know the procedures. No, I'm just kidding. But if you're into that, hit me up in DMs, you know? But, I'm gonna get sued. But what it is that I felt not only, I felt like my drums were not up to the task. I had drums that I've been playing for years and years and years, and they were beginner level drums anyway. And yet, when I came here, I also bought another set of beginner level drums because I needed something fast, because I had a stroke and I had to do, occupational therapy so I could keep my hands together. That was a whole nightmare. So we decided to go around and see what we could get here. Now, Serbia has massive tax laws about anything being imported. So basically, when you order something, you might as well just double the cost right away. So I wasn't about to try to get some sort of legacy drums, like, some custom things like from PM or from our nice friends in Canada. So what we got was Meinls. I had played Meinl before. I had a Meinl pressure drum, a little Tama, and it was in my kit for 25 years before that thing finally cracked. And the rim cracked, and it came out of tune, and I've never been able to really get it back into tune. I don't know what I'm doing with it. It just will not. Yeah. So that is what it is. It is what it is. But I've replaced it since with some other things. But I love that drum. I played all over the world with it. It's been on 6 or 7 continents with me, and it's done to do. So what we decided, we went to the shop, and the guy says, I'm a Meinl distributor, and he showed me the new Meinl catalog. And on the cover were these friggin' congas that look like friggin' furniture. The Diego Gales. And they are beautiful. So I'm like, okay, we could rock with those. And then when they came, they sounded pretty good. So, but buffalo skins, the typical, too thick, no texture, no real warmth, really dry, brittle. You know what I mean? I do what I do. I can still play. You know what I mean? I can play. But we needed to step up. It's like new shoes. We got to put some real. We can't be running around with some skips or some kids or some hush puppies. We got to get some Jordans on these beasts, or some red bottoms or something, depending on which way you swing. We got to get some shoes. You got to put some shoes on our babies that'll make the feet do what they do, make the people move their feet and move their meats to the best funky beats, if you know what I'm saying. So what do we have in the box? We have a Manito packing strip. What do I call it? Slip. Strip. I don't know why. Yeah, strip it down. We have adorable swag in small size for the cuteness. She got a little present from Manito. Look at the drum. It's there, and it looks made of hair, but it's cute. There's little blue accents, and it's so nice. And the head is blue, and it's very aqua. Oh, she's gonna have good times wearing this. Wow. Because for those people who don't know, my spouse tends to she's like my roadie. She gets impatient at gigs and she just starts putting my gear up if I don't move fast enough. And she doesn't complain about it. She doesn't say a dang thing. And a lot of times when I'm done with a gig, if my back is broken, she just puts the shit away. And nobody ever asks her. And it's really funny because we live in a Slavic area and people will go, but she is woman. Why is she doing the work? And you're like, I didn't ask her. But she is woman. You are letting her. You are not manly. And I'm like, but your woman is more manly than you. And I'm like, this is true. Okay, I understand. I'm a pussy. I'm just a giant girl and she's the man. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you. And these guys are all named after dragons and they're like they're like 7 feet tall. So what are you going to do? And there's like 4 of them. So, as much kung fu as 50 midgets to kill anybody. So, you just go, sure, Brodeslag or, Predrag or whatever, whatever version of dragon or knight names that you have. And we move on and we play the jazz. We play because they, I'm from New Orleans and they're going to jazz me. And then they get respect back from me a little bit because I can play. And sing a little bit, we do that. And that's how we, now I have disgraced it. So I'm going to try to put it away in a more respectful manner. And now to the meat. Whew. And for the test. Smells like a whooping is coming. New stuff. Shout out to Granddad. R.I.P. John Witherspoon. What do we have here? It looks like a bevy of serving dishes, doesn't it? It looks like a bevy of serving dishes. That was loud. Whew. These heads. Okay, so in my setup, I have 2 tumbadoras, a quinto, and a conga. So the differences here are quite amazing. That looks like glass, folks. Look at that. That looks like polished glass. Like those old dishes that you used to get in the 70s. You know those? You put in the oven, take them right to the, people take them right to the table. Like this brown amber color. If you're old school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, it's conga. And I'm gonna say this right. They're pre-mounted conga heads for Meinl, and we have the Fat Cat, and we also have the Steer. So one of them is a more folkloric head, and the other one is a more modern, more melodic head. So the drums will more sing. And they come in obviously in their 2 sizes because you gotta match them up. And again, look at that amazing translucency. And you see that there's a different kind of feel between the 2 styles. we can see the difference in the texture and the grain and the thickness and the warmth of each of the two different skins. But the heads themselves, as opposed to when you get buffalo or some of these normal heads that come on the drums, they feel like almost grip tape. They feel like they're rough. They feel like, you know, like tile or something. These things feel like fine leather that's cold, and that's probably because it's cold here right now in Serbia. But yeah, they feel like there's a smoothness, a silkiness to the skin that is just it's really indescribable. I'm at a loss for the words to really put it in perspective. And then we have the tumbadoras, the big boys. And there is a definite size difference between these two. This is I don't know if you can zoom in on oh man, that's not the best way to do that. On the difference in the ring size. But there is definitely, one is definitely bigger than the other, as far as just the innate thickness goes. And the thicker size is for the more traditional rumbero. You know, when you used to hear Mongo Santa Maria and Parato Valdez, you would hear these guys with these folkloric drums, because that's what they practiced on. They didn't have a set of folkloric drums for when they're Santeria, and then go to the studio and have, you know, some different set of drums. It's fucking Cuba. You're recycling cars from the 50s still. You know, you're really putting everything to use as many times as you can. But the sheer heft, there's a weight here that is not that is to be respected. So it's definitely a monster choice. And what we can do is hoop them up, see what they look like, and hopefully we will have a beautiful array of cacophony. And what I'm going to do is what you should do, is get out there and make art.